What is up, people? We're gonna watch the Bad Batch today. Star Wars show.
Accurate description.
In case you guys didn't know, this one's called Devil's Deed. Oh god, John Maker's dumb Mephisto joke.
Guys, Marvel tie-in. We're gonna finally meet Mephisto.
Thanks for watching. You can hit that like button if you enjoy our video, and you can subscribe and click that bell. Full-length watch-alongs where you sync up with the top code over at our Patreon. Cover a bunch of other shows over there as well, where there's reaction highlights like how you'll see in this video, and full-length watch-alongs at the same tier. And thank you to Pratham Jindal for editing these highlights together for us. Now let's watch Mephisto join the Star Wars cinematic universe. Are you happy?
I was so happy.
Are you happy? Gosh.
And then
even
maybe
in real life, he doesn't shut up about it.
I see Devil and I think of the spooky elevator movie, so you shut up.
No, you don't. Last time we were watching Devil, you were like, oh, it's that Mephisto.
It's the Mephisto movie, finally!
Whoa, it's like the Twi'leks planet.
The Twi'leks zone.
I have a visual. Gobi Glie and his fighters are here.
Look how dirty his suit is.
Yeah. To represent the filth on his soul.
I'm disappointed, Senator Tar. Despite our new refinery bringing countless jobs to your citizens, they seem troubled by our presence.
I speak for the people when I say this partnership is most welcome. Wouldn't you agree, Syndulla?
I will always support that which helps Ryloth.
And what about you, General? Do you share your wife's outlook?
I don't think he does.
After years spent fighting, peace is what is needed.
And with peace comes prosperity. This is a new era for Ryloth.
That Twi'leks looks familiar. I feel like he's in a prequel or something. Tell me.
Our new refinery will bring stability and growth to Ryloth once again. Now is the time for all Twi'leks to step down from their military posts.
We want Syndulla!
We want a war! We want a war!
I understand your uneasiness. We would not be here today if it wasn't for them. They fought with us. They fought for us. The war has ended. Let us lay down our weapons and focus on Ryloth's future.
No, that's how you give a speech.
A rousing leader right there. Except not to that Bad Batch.
What a shame your daughter is not here to share in this.
Hera has other interests, Admiral.
She's the mother of Hera. We see Hera in this?
Anything suspicious yet?
We're seeing Hera in this.
Dude, Hera's gonna be here. You gotta enlighten me.
No.
Just a mining facility. I overheard Father say this is only the first location. No, we can't go. Uncle Gobi told us to stay and gather intel.
I chose the right color today.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a premonition.
Hera's in the main Twi'lek in Rebels.
Gotcha.
Who dreams of light. Like Rey and Luke. That sucks. Chopper.
By turning over our weapons, he's made us defenseless. I've already reached out to my contact to acquire more.
Oh boy.
Sorry about this, General, but they were found inside a restricted zone.
We were just exploring.
I won't report this, but it can't happen again.
I assure you it won't. What were you doing out there? I want the truth, Hera.
I sent her.
The Imperial refinery is off limits, Hera. You know that.
I never said we were at the refinery.
I have my ways too. Tell me what you saw. Leave nothing out.
Haha.
Do you realize what could have happened if this was reported? My daughter spying on an Imperial facility?
Why would it be spying? What don't they want us to see?
Oh, way to flip it.
Great question.
The clones were supposed to leave Ryloth when the war ended. I will not stand by while more arrive each day. I'm telling you, the Imperials are up to something. You just don't want to see it.
Can't you tell by how sinister they behave?
Did you see how the crowd reacted to him? His influence over them is a problem.
Gobi Glie is your real threat.
Ugh, look at that scar.
Yeah. Looks like a gaping hole.
Do you still dream of flying?
All the time. Then I can go far from here.
My dream was for a free Ryloth, for our people to happily live in a world at peace. We have that now.
The people don't seem very happy.
Their lives, much like yours, have been surrounded by war for far too long.
Uncle Gobi doesn't think so.
He and I want the same things, but differ in our approach.
If we need to fight, I am as capable as anyone. Gobi trusts me to do my part. Why can't you?
Fighting, it takes a toll. My hope is that you won't ever have to live a life like mine.
Well.
Listen.
As you can see, we are in the early stages, but the Dunium mind here will rebuild parts of the galaxy affected by the war.
The devil's deal.
This refinery would not be a military facility.
Yep.
But your soldiers and armament suggest otherwise.
Under the Republic's rule, your planet was vulnerable, but that is no longer the case. The Empire is dedicated to protecting the interests of Ryloth.
Admiral Rampart cares more about his own interests than those of our people. How can we trust these Imperials when they are keeping things from us?
We need to try, for the sake of Ryloth.
And if the Empire's version of peace is not one we can accept, then what?
Well, then your daughter's gonna do some badass shit in the future.
You're late. Let's get moving.
I can't go. I'm sorry.
All right, but I was going to let you fly this time.
Fly? Really?
I guess it will have to wait.
Sharp, cover for me! Wait!
Oh, how cool.
Oh no.
So it's like the... Oh no. Oh no.
Kids always be running off.
Blee's ship's been tagged, and he's not alone.
Making our approach at 162. How was that?
Yes, yes, very good. Now ease off on the thrust. It's time to land.
I can do it.
No takeoffs or landings, not yet. Watch and learn.
The contact's inbound.
Wow. Getting to see like the origins of her piloting ships. Yay.
Skills under pressure.
What supplies are we here to get?
Weapons?
But we just turned over all our weapons to the Empire.
Not for long.
I've never seen a ship like that before.
Neat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I forgot all about the Bad Batch. I'm not gonna lie.
That's okay. It's a sign of a compelling side story.
I didn't recognize the ship for a second either.
It's all good. It's all good. That one was for me.
Let's see them.
What type of ship is this?
A modified Omicron-class attack shuttle.
Can I have a look inside?
But no funny business. I'll be watching you. This is the sensor array, and that's the deflector shield. Over there's the nav reader, and this is the hyperdrive.
You sure know a lot about this. Do you fly?
Tech won't let me train until I can recite all of the ship's specifications from memory.
Flying it's about a feeling.
What do you mean?
When I close my eyes and picture myself up there, I feel it. The instruments help guide you, but you plot your course. You're free.
So you're a pilot?
No, not yet. But one day.
I'll show you my favorite part of the ship.
This is a toilet.
We didn't have these on Camino.
It's my room.
Who's chasing you? Are you in some kind of trouble?
I thought you were in trouble. Isn't that why we're here?
It's a start. Have Sid contact me when she has more to sell.
Building an arsenal attracts attention. You better know what you're getting into.
We don't have a choice.
This is so neat.
Thanks for the tour.
Anytime.
Just wait for them to not talk. they're like instrumental in the revolution.
Yeah, and you're seeing
they didn't realize it.
The different ways in which they're
Did you know
impacting
flying's
it.
about a feeling?
Flying is about a feeling.
What feeling?
Use the force, Luke.
Now let's just hope Crosshair doesn't show up here. It's bad wherever he is. Wow, Mad Max.
I was so into this that this Bad Batch showed up. I was like, oh damn, I forgot we're watching a Bad Batch show for a second.
We've got an Imperial ship approaching.
Oh no.
Go low. Try to lose them.
Ooh.
Move in.
You're such a dick, Crosshair.
Wish that hole in your head could have got the chip.
That's what's gonna kill you.
Ugh.
These three were caught smuggling weapons onto the planet.
I find your involvement in such matters to be most distressing.
Cham's behind this. She's the proof he's plotting an uprising.
That's not true!
You being here is enough to implicate him.
Cham has not committed a crime yet, but this Syndulla has.
So she's only a child.
She is an insurgent. Take them away.
Ugh.
Whoa, they're protesting against it.
Yeah.
I'm clocking 3 of Glie's fighters on the western ridge. Should I take care of them?
No, let them report back. Just make sure you get into position.
We have to contact the General.
What did you find out? Guilty of treason? They haven't had a trial yet.
Tar will see that they never get one. We must intercept that convoy before it reaches the capital. Where are they now?
Western outskirts, Sector 3.
Chopper, let's go!
Split up.
Stay here and wait for my signal.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Yes. Joust.
Awesome.
More speeder bikes, please.
It's Syndulla. I knew it. What are you waiting for? Attack!
Yes, sir.
Oh.
No, Crosshair is. I'm so worried Crosshair is going to shoot one of them.
I know. He's just gonna come out of nowhere.
Damn.
Great.
You got good aim.
Barking.
Where are the reinforcements?
Our comms have been cut.
What do we do now? You must hold them off until reinforcements get here.
Tell them we surrender.
Surrender?
Interesting.
Mom! What is Father going to do? Tar will not let this go.
Let us worry about that.
How dare you attack our convoy? You are all traitors!
You threaten my daughter and accuse her of treason? For years, I've watched you put your greed and self-interests above Ryloth. You are the one guilty of treason.
Do something!
He's the one holding the blaster.
Oh
no!
Tar's time will come, but not this way.
A be due to diabetes.
Natural causes.
Chapelle, get Terra out of here! Go!
Oh no.
Arrest these insurgents for the attempted assassination of Onfritar.
Ah, damn. Damn.
That hurts.
The Syndulla girl won't get far. Have our forces find her.
Don't do it.
Ooh, I got chills. My nipples are piercing through my shirt. That's chilly. Good episode.
Nice.
I think the uncle, I'm pretty sure he's like in, maybe in Rebels, but I'm pretty sure he's in like early on Clone Wars episodes. I'm not sure. It's sometimes a little confusing for me with the Twi'leks, right?
It's okay. You're doing a great job, Jay. You're killing the game, keeping up with all the deets.
The name, man, there's something about it. He looks very familiar. Little nervous, but I'm pretty sure like early on in Clone Wars he was involved for a little tiny bit. HERA, yeah. Let's do this. Let's talk about it.
All right. Yes, Gobi Glie was in the clone. Yes, he was part of the Twi'lek resistance that opposed the Separatist alliance. Yes. Okay. Okay. I remembered the reason. Okay, this is gonna sound like a stupid thought because it doesn't look like this. He doesn't. I didn't get the thought here, but for some reason in the Clone Wars, I would have the thought of that guy kind of looks like James Woods if he was.
I can see it. Oh no!
I didn't have that thought here, but that was popping in my head. I was like, for some reason, this is the thought that's going through my brain right now.
I like James Woods. Yeah.
Okay. I thought this was a really good episode. I was really into it. A couple of my favorite episodes of this have been the ones that actually feature the Bad Batch the least. It's not to say I don't like the Bad Batch. I quite do. I'm excited when they show up, and I like this shift in perspective. And it was neat how they thrusted you in here, and I wasn't even aware of like, oh yeah, where's the bad? I didn't even question where they were. I was like this had such good conversation about what's this transitional period, because it seemed like, how do I put it? It seemed like back then, before this galactic empire came to be, Order 66 and all that, that the war was a rather black and white situation, good versus evil, and there didn't seem to be much gray to the objective here. And this seems to be exploring the gray in ways that I wasn't even quite sure how they would do it. I'm forgetting the names of everyone already. But the dad, the one who influences the Twi'leks, how he is just striving for, looking out for the planet, peace for everyone. And yet, the uncle, the James Woods, he can sense there's something different. And like the line that was established to HERA, that they have the same goals in mind, it's just they have different approaches about it. And then you're even seeing the gray with some of the clones here, which was kind of refreshing after being in here for several episodes of these are clones who are falling in line under Order 66. But even there's things that happen that you can tell they're questioning what is humane about certain things. Like, it's just a child, or should we really imprison these people or kill them? I was kind of taken aback by how the clones themselves were actually starting to go down this path. So thematically, what they were doing in terms of something that I think this show's been really strong at doing is the conversation amongst the people within war and what is right and what is wrong, and getting lost in politics and overall objectives, but losing sight of the individualism behind things. I really appreciate that this show is going out of its way to do that. And I'll say this too, even without, I wasn't that invested in Rebels, if I'm being totally transparent. There's some episodes that I truly loved, and I didn't actually see all of it. And I've been honest about that before. I didn't see all of Rebels, but I saw a solid chunk of Rebels. Like, started a little late, and then I got like the last half of this show. But even with HERA, I would say that I was more endeared towards this thing of like longing for exploring the galaxy and taking flight and all that, way more than I was for like Rey's wonder for it.
Yeah.
You know?
In like 25 minutes of this episode, you get way more of that wonder and aspiration and that like hope beyond the horizon.
Yeah. It was a really well written episode with a tense sequence at the end that, because they're just trying to keep things in order, then it's starting to fall apart, and clearly the dad has a specific alliance in mind, and he's trying to just side with the Galactic Empire just to keep things moving. But then by the end, once his daughter's in trouble and realizing that they're being they have a verdict laid upon them without actually even going through trial. You know, it's not realizing, okay, yeah, there's something really messed up about this.
Yeah.
You know, and then going in to save the day, you see he's really a badass too. More than just a damn good speaker. He really is a warrior.
Yeah. He shows that he has, you know, the full-on grit that his status ought to imply. You know, like it seems like he's truly earned the status he has with the people.
Yes, very true.
No, yeah, I thought this episode was
leading the door for you. Go for it, John.
No, you're good. I didn't want to interrupt your flow because
swinging.
Yeah, no, I thought this was a wonderful episode, and I thought early on it reminded me of the way people sort of, I don't know, part of the joke about the prequel trilogy was like, there's all these like Senate hearings and all this political stuff. But I thought that this is another example of an episode that doesn't feel like it's necessarily for kids, but it's still accessible in a way that, you know, breathes and doesn't feel like it's pandering, but it also doesn't feel like it's talking down, you know? And so I really enjoyed, it's like halfway through the episode when the Bad Batch ship showed up, I was like, oh, that's really cool, because like you, I mean, like I wasn't even thinking about where they are, when are they going to come into the episode, and I got effortlessly swept up into the whole situation, you know, of where the Twi'leks are in relation to the Empire, how the Empire is portraying themselves, these doubts they're having of like, look, you were supposed to leave this, you know, big facility here and not make it a military base, you know, so you can already see the cracks in their agreement and the ways in which the Empire is already starting to assert their influence nefariously over these people. And so I thought in 25 minutes they managed to draw like a really tense and sort of nuanced, you know, for the scale of the show, political situation, and then give you that sort of Star Wars hopeful adventure side of like, this kid just wants to get out and see the galaxy and fly and whatnot, but also probably has her heart in the right place enough to get into some good trouble. And then by the time we get into the middle of the episode and to the later parts, it becomes very tense. And I liked that, you know, it didn't feel out of nowhere whatsoever. Like, even though the first parts of the episode aren't like super dread heavy, it feels like a very natural progression of like, this is an uneasy piece to begin with, no matter how rousing this guy's speech is or whatever. And then seeing the way that the engagement went down at the end with, you know, them sort of playing the chess game of like, no, we're going to surrender right now. I'm going to keep us alive. We're going to eventually stall until the reinforcements get here. And even then, like, they suckered me into that moment of like, you know, when he's got them held up and, you know, the general from the Empire is like, you know, we're just here to comply, you know, all that stuff, you know, it suckered me into thinking like, okay, at least for the moment, we've staved off the worst. And then all of a sudden the reinforcements land. You're like, damn, you know, you feel that sense of loss and also the sense of like, okay, there's going to be something up ahead for HERA to do because, you know, she's out on her own while her parents are getting, you know, imprisoned and, you know, who knows what the Empire is going to do to them then.
Well, I think the political stuff managed to be intriguing dialogue because it was rooted in a family trouble, you know, and then when you make it about family, it makes it personal, so it makes it connective. So even if kids are watching this, you're able to, you're listening because you care, because it is a family. Like when the parents are talking with Tar, you know, and you see that they think they made a deal for something that's better, but really it's becoming like another militarized planet. And it's not fair, it's not fun, but then a lot of the perspective too comes from the fact of Hera and, you know, just going along on these missions and then asking questions herself and being intrigued. And one thing it seems like the show's doing from Kanan and the first, or just called Caleb then, but he eventually becomes Kanan. Kanan and Rebels in the first episode, and then Hera here, is that you're seeing the origins of learning the truth of what's going on with this empire that motivates them into becoming instrumental in the resistance, and, you know, becoming series regulars of Star Wars Rebels. What?
Gotta justify that.
Yeah.
Why are we spending time on these people?
Yeah, and they don't even really do much to allude to Rebels, you know, like you would really only know if you've seen some Rebels, like, oh yeah, that character, you know, Chopper the droid, Hera, and you know, like having her ship Ghost, and yeah, like having all this it's cool how I think it's neat how they're doing it, because they're not doing too many winks at the camera that would make me feel left out if I hadn't seen Rebels. You know, I wouldn't be like, what?
I don't feel attacked by this show.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this show thinks I'm a dick for not having seen Rebels.
yeah, exactly. It's just more of an extra treat in terms of where else it's going. So now I'm like, damn, we're gonna do this with like all the characters on Rebels, you know, and how their journey came to be, like what traumatic memories they have towards what made it a personal motivation for them what made it so strong for them to fight against the Empire. You know, that's what it seems like. Seems like it's kind of doing, sprinkling in here throughout. It's just a lot of characters to keep up with, you know. Half the time I'm like, wait, I think I'm not going to say anything. That's me with like so many characters. Like, I don't remember, maybe I'm not going to say anything. And then I have to like kind of just slow my brain down and go, it's not about recognizing people. Sometimes it's
about the story.
Sometimes it's more obvious. Like, oh, it's fucking Cad Bane right there. I reckon. Yeah, of course. Everyone knows Cad Bane, or even Caleb Kanan at the beginning of the series. I'm like, yeah, of course. Or Hera even. But then there's like the other people, like Gobi Glie or whatever his name is.
Yeah, James Woods.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute, I can't really recall right now.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to rack your brain about. So, you know, bear with us, but especially bear with John.
Yes, because I'm sitting here always going, oh, I think I recognize that guy, but I shouldn't say anything. Because I definitely do, but I don't want to make Greg feel bad.
I know, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's definitely my motivation. There's also a great little scene between Hera and Omega. I thought that was very lovely as well. Like this
they're talking about they're not really the Force, but in a way the Force.
Yeah.
They're talking about the feeling and trusting, and it's like you've heard that conversation about flight so many times. Is that it is about the feeling of it, letting that guide you. That the technicalities are important, though.
It's like playing an instrument. You need some theory, but also just some practice and practical, just feeling it.
Well, they always had like those music cues for when she was looking upon, you know, just the miraculous idea of flight throughout the galaxies and the stars. They would play like that John Williams score of, you know, what the scores they play when their main characters are looking up at the sky.
The Hope and Wonder suite,
Yes.
Well, and also, you know, like the second they leave the planet on that mission, it's just like every backdrop is the most gorgeous sci-fi concept art you've ever seen of like 3 planets cresting the horizon.
But that exchange of dialogue did have me think of A New Hope when Luke does stop getting all technical about it, takes away the tracking visor thing, and then he just uses his feelings he trusts in the Force. Then something he was just introduced to like 2 hours before.
You know, just Ricky Bobby blindfold that. You know,
the day. Yeah. So this was a cool one. This is a cool one.
Very
really
cool.
Quite enjoyed it a lot.
Good storytelling.
Yeah. So no less Bad Batch, more other characters,
A little more crosshair to compensate for not having the bad batch, even though he wasn't even. I feel like the one with the blue shoulder guard was the most prominent soldier clone character this episode.
You know, in all fairness, Crosshair always came across evil.
I didn't want to say it before, but now
he never came across like Hunter comes across like a badass.
Yeah.
He doesn't come across evil. Crosshair's always come across like some like he would be
like a sly, slithery, squirrely guy.
He always,
I don't know. There's something about this quality of voice that even if you're trying to sound friendly, kind of sounds devious.
I feel like he's already sort of picked his side. You know, like I think that even if the chip gets removed, he's, you know...
he loves this. He's good at this.
This is his position in the world now.
Yeah, man. He's a merciless bounty hunter for the Galactic Empire.
Oh, well. That would be way more heartbreaking.
Or
I think it'd be powerful if he gets the chip removed and he still chooses to be with the bad guys.
Yeah, because, I mean, that makes...
You were the chosen one!
Crosshair! That makes a stronger statement, though.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
All right, guys. Well, leave your thoughts down below. Would you ever do a Twi'lek? Kids, don't tell your parents you saw this video. But, you know, think about that question.
So many ways to approach it. Yeah, I bet they have some interesting tricks.
Would you hold? Okay, all right. You know.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with that. I'm trying not to go there too.
But you know where we're going.
Avatar style, a little bit, but not only like one-sided. Never mind. I should have left it.
You thought too much about this. Subscribe, click bells, hit like buttons.
Tyler Haig. If there's anybody I would want to come to my rescue in an intergalactic firefight, it would be Tyler Haig. I mean, I feel like we've shouted you out for this show before, and we've compared you to Wrecker, because let's face it, you would be Wrecker. You're so jolly, and yet you could probably crush me in one hand if you wanted to, but you wouldn't. You know why? Because you're your own man, and you're sexy and beautiful, and you know what? I don't even care that you sent Greg a PS4 a few years ago. I just care that you're here and you're supportive and that your love continues to flow like the best batch of loving possible. Twi'leks. So Tyler, be sexy and stay San Diego.
Doing Twi'leks.
Cover yourself in cheese and do the Twi'lek dance.